Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we wanted to continue on with our top 5 lists and do our top 5 character interactions that we've had. They're meet and greets or character dining or anything like that. So, before we get into this, make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also make sure you leave us a comment and a like down below. Let us know how we're doing. So, I believe I started the last one. So I think it is your turn to start.
Bottom up, right?
Yep. So start with your number 5.
So I don't know if, well, I assume you remember this. There was at one point when we were in Epcot and over by the Imagination Pavilion, and there was the Rapunzel that was over there.
Randomly back over in the corner.
Yeah, it was that, like, there's no, like, photo pass.
I think that was in April, right? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to go, by the way, I'm also going to go through and try my best to find the videos and or some pictures of these meet and greets so that we can show which ones we're talking about.
Yes.
So.
But that one was really, it was like at the top of the list. She was just like really engaging with Aiden and like just.
Yeah, she did a really good job. That one was also, they didn't have an actual PhotoPass person there. There was a cast member there, but it wasn't a PhotoPass cast member.
No.
And so they didn't have like their, big Nikon cameras or whatever. Right. They just took pictures with your phone, I believe.
Actually,
no, it was my phone.
I don't think that we even have pictures of the three of us together with her. I think you just took pictures of me and Aiden with her. I took a few, but then that cast member that was with her took some. Oh, okay.
I remember that because that was the one where we were, she took like some really good pictures.
Gotcha.
With just her phone.
Gotcha. Fun.
So
I really liked that one.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
I didn't like the Rapunzel that was in Fairy Tale Hall.
She was okay. She just wasn't as good as the other one.
No.
Yeah.
Not by a long shot.
So, my number 5 was the only one that I chose from Animal Kingdom, which was Launchpad McQuack, when we met him in April. Because that was a lot of fun. Launchpad was super cute. He was letting Aiden hold on to his finger, and then he was pulling back on it, and then Scrooge did the same thing. And then he would pull back on it, and Launchpad was like back away, and he then backed away, and because he was essentially having a cute overload, and so he like backed up against the building. It was just like, it was super cute, and I loved it. I also really liked Scrooge's too, so that was close. I liked that one. Yeah. So that was my number 5.
Okay. I realized that I done messed it up.
What?
Nothing. I just have to change. One of them that I wrote down is not actually what I want. So.
Okay.
Regardless, my number 4 is Mickey and Minnie when we met them in their celebration outfits.
In Magic Kingdom.
In Magic Kingdom, yeah.
Yep.
That was just, it was really cute. It sucks that they have the box camera, because I feel like there were more engaging shots that could have been taken. Yes.
That's one thing I've always liked about PhotoPass photographers is that they are really good at capturing those moments. And they'll do, like, they've done close-ups of just Aiden's face as he's meeting them, like the giant smile that he always has and stuff like that.
And that's the first time we've had a picture with the boxes instead of...
That's the only time.
Yeah, the only time.
Yeah, it's the only time that we've had that.
We've never had the camera boxes, and so, like...
Yeah, it's always been a photographer.
I feel like the photographers do a much better job just because they can read the scene and take pictures.
And they can see where they should focus and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like all those pictures that we got from that were just like big wide frame pictures and...
Pretty much. There was a couple closer up, and then because I think it then just goes through like their own system and filters and stuff, and it just like takes some closer up and some further away. And
yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a fun meet and greet too, because I like that one because that was when that was the first time we had. That was in September, and that was the first time we had Aiden walking up to Mickey and Minnie.
Yep.
And that's what I want. And then he walked around Mickey to get to Minnie. That's still one of my favorite videos.
Yeah, go get him.
So, my number 4 was Merida, when we met her back when Aiden was 3 weeks old in October of 2018. That one was just super cute. Merida was really nice, and she was whispering in Aiden's ear because Aiden was dead asleep because he's 3 weeks old. So he was dead, and he's laying over like this, and she was whispering, or no, he was just laying back.
Yeah,
he had his head back.
Like all of our pictures from that trip, he's just.
I think there was one that he was actually kind of awake, but the rest of them he was just dead. And there was a lot of them that he was literally just
flopped out.
Yeah. But no, the Merida one was really cute. She went over to one side, and she was, because she'd been talking about her little brothers, Hubert, Hamish, and, oh goodness, I did that in the wrong order and it threw me off. Hamish, Hubert, and Harris. I have to do it in that order, otherwise I forget. But she was talking about them, and talked about how they get away with murder, and so she goes around to Aiden's one ear, and she goes. I think she started with the murder one. She was like, "Don't get away with murder," and then she runs around to his other side and goes, "Practice lots of archery." And she was just super adorable.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, and we also when we were in line, we were standing next to or right in front of a Scottish family. Mm-hmm. The dad and the older brother had gone to get ice cream, and when they came back, a lot of it had mostly melted because, Florida.
Yeah.
But so that was also another part of it that was cute.
Yeah.
So, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is Daisy from Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, that one was really cute.
That's just another meet and greet that there's like no line, and so
most of the Animal Kingdom ones are just kind of tucked away in their own little corners, so there's only a few of them that ever have a line. Like Mickey and Minnie will have a line, but yeah, Daisy usually doesn't. Chip and Dale didn't when we met them.
No, I think we've waited in line for Scrooge almost every time though.
We met Scrooge twice for the first 2 trips, and yes, we did wait in a little bit of a line because we went. We waited for the line to go down before we went in the line.
Yeah.
But that's why we didn't meet Launchpad the first time, because he had a line and he was on a break, and so we didn't meet Launchpad that time.
But no, I like Daisy's because she's tucked off in the corner. She has no line, so she spends a lot of time.
I think we waited for 3 people in front of us.
Yeah.
I think.
So
but then I think there was just one group behind us.
So that means that they spend more time with you because they don't feel pressured to get through everybody.
Yeah.
So
she was showing us some of the stuff that was on her little board.
Yeah, because she designed all the costumes.
Yeah.
Make sure you compliment the costumes.
Yes, because she worked very hard on the costumes for Donald's Dino Bash. Dino Bash?
Yes.
Yeah, Dino Bash. So, I will say kind of an honorable mention for me, now that I think about it, would be Donald from the first time that we met him in 2018. Mostly because as we were doing that meet and greet, that was our first day there. No, second day. It was something like that, because I think we started in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, we did Hollywood Studios first.
But it was like the second day or something. It was our first day in Animal Kingdom. And we met Donald, and I walked up to Donald, and you had Aiden on your chest, I think. And I looked at Donald, and I told him, I was like, this is, his name's Aiden. And Donald was just sitting there like patting his head and stuff, and he was just like, oh, and then I said, but I call him Little Mickey. Because I knew that would get a rise out of Donald, because Donald immediately looks at me and was like, what'd you say? Like, that was exactly the look he gave me. But then I looked at him and I was like, don't worry, if we have another boy, we'll call him Little Donald. And he just looked at me and just goes. So yeah, that one was pretty cute too, but it didn't quite make my list. So, my number 3 was Elsa from 2018, October 2018. That one was really cute. I think mostly because we got like Anna and Elsa are pretty fun to meet anyway.
Yeah.
But also because that's where we got one of the cutest pictures of him when he was that little, when she was kissing him on the forehead.
Yeah.
It was just such a cute picture, and I really hope that I can find that picture, because it was so cute.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is a cute picture. I just don't feel like any of the Elsas did a really good job of portraying.
I think
Elsa.
Out of the 4 times that we've met Anna and Elsa, it's been 3 or 4 times.
I think 4 times.
One of them was twice, and then once on each of the other trips. But I think the very first one that we met, that first trip, I think was the best out of the Elsas that we met.
Yeah.
I think she did the best job. That one was it was really cute.
It was cute.
Even though Aiden was being a crankbutt because he was tired.
Oh yeah, he was so mad.
Yep.
All right.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
From our
and we've only met her once. But yes, that was from October 2018.
She was just also like super engaging, like totally perfect character.
Yes.
It was amazing. I loved that meet and greet. That was
she
amazing.
was a lot of fun. Yeah. I liked the room that they put you in too.
Well, yeah.
It's just a really cool like effect where it's like you're being shrunk down to fairy size in order to meet Tinkerbell, and then get enlarged as you go back out.
Yeah.
And it was just really adorable.
It's a fun concept.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I kind of want to do it again because I think Tinkerbell is one of the other ones that has the photo box.
So they might have put it in now. I know we had a photographer last time, but
well, yeah, but the photo boxes didn't go in until after our first trip.
that's true. That's when they started putting some of those in.
So, but I think Tinkerbell's the other one that has the photo box. So I'm kind of interested just to see what the difference in the interactions are because the photo box doesn't take those awesome, meaningful pictures.
Yeah. I also just thought of another one that I didn't. It might have made my list, but I just remembered it, so I'll have to talk about it later. But my number 2 was Vampirina from this last time that we went, from September. And actually both the Vampirina and the Fancy Nancy ones were always really cute.
Really
but
cute.
Aiden was just super excited about Vampirina this last time. Like he would not walk up to Fancy Nancy. He was excited to see her, but he wouldn't walk up to her. But he like ran up to Vampirina as much as he could at that point. He like ran up to Vampirina, and it was so cute. And the vampire, the person that is doing Vampirina, both times that we met her, just did a really good job. And yeah. And she was very engaging with him. And she's absolutely. Was it the first time or this last time that she tried to leave with us? I feel like it was the first time.
The first time, yeah.
Yeah, that Vampirina tried to leave with us.
Yeah, she wanted to go with us instead of staying.
The PhotoPass photographer, or no, it wasn't the PhotoPass photographer. It was the handler. Yeah, that was like, no, V, you have to let him go, and she was like, oh. Yeah, that one was my favorite. One of my favorites.
You're right.
So, what is your number 1?
Pluto from Ohana's.
That's the one I was going to talk about. Because yes, it might have pushed its way onto there. Because I just completely forgot about that one until just a little bit ago.
That's the one I didn't write in, and I had to completely restructure everything because I was like, oh yeah, dining.
Yeah.
And then I remembered Pluto, and so I restructured my whole list because of it.
You don't think about that as its own meet and greet because it's like it is its own meet and greet, but it's right outside of the Ohana restaurant at the Polynesian.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those that like you just tend to forget about like where it was. You just remember the meet and greet itself.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that one was really, really cute.
Pluto spent so much time with Aiden.
Yeah, because there was nobody in line. We were the only ones there at the time for the longest time, and so yeah, Pluto was playing with Aiden for like what 5-10 minutes.
Probably
A little longer than that.
Pluto kept pushing me away because Aiden was like 6 months, so he was sitting up but not like super stable, and it's like I'm like hovering.
Yeah, she keeps hovering. She's like has her hand behind him.
Because I was worried that he was gonna fall backwards or something like that.
Because he would.
And especially because he's like holding on to Pluto's whiskers, and I was afraid he was like gonna lose grip on Pluto's whisker and
fall backward.
And so like I kept hovering and Pluto just kept like shoving me away.
Yeah, Pluto was just like.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, and so there's pictures where Pluto was just like right face to face with Aiden. It was just that was super cute. Pictures. I loved that one.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, and then my number 1 I put down as the Mickey and Minnie meet and greet with their celebration outfits in September. So yeah, I also just really liked those celebration outfits. Those were absolutely adorable, and also the fact that it was both Mickey and Minnie, which doesn't happen in the Magic Kingdom.
No.
Mickey meets in that room in the Town Square Theater, and Minnie does her meet and greet back in the Storybook Circus.
Yes.
With Daisy and the great Goofini.
And Pluto.
Is Pluto back there?
Pretty sure.
And Donald?
Maybe not Pluto, but
I feel like it was just Donald.
Donald, I think, is. Because or Daisy.
I don't know. All I know is there's like a whole group of them.
We've never done any of the meet and greets at Storybook Circus, so.
No, we haven't. In Pete's Silly Sideshow
thing.
Yeah, we haven't done any of those. we should, but yeah, that one was my favorite though. Was meeting Mickey and Minnie.
I think that one would have made my list if there was a photographer instead.
It did make your list.
Well, like made it higher on my list is what I meant.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it would have been higher on my list if it wasn't for the
can
fact
see that.
there was no like actual photographer, and
Yeah.
so
I think for me it was just the fact that we got to meet both Mickey and Minnie in Magic Kingdom, which doesn't happen.
yeah, and
Their
that was-
outfits were really cute.
Yeah, it made for a really good like watching Aiden run past
Yeah.
Mickey to Minnie.
Yes.
That wouldn't have happened otherwise because there
Yeah.
would have been no Minnie to run to.
Yeah.
So that
the
that
only
didn't-
other time he's met Mickey and Minnie at the same time was when he was 3 weeks old and we were in Animal Kingdom in their
Yeah.
safari suits.
Yeah.
And so that was the only time that he'd seen both of them together when he was walking. So,
Yeah. So
but yeah. So, those are the top 5 meet and greets that we've done, or character interactions that we've done. And we've done quite a few of them actually. Anna had a random interaction with Gaston when I was in the restroom,
yeah,
and he was like, I think walking by to go to break or come back from break, one of the two,
one of the two.
and just like happened to just stop and talk to you for a second.
Yeah, it's real awkward sitting there. I was getting ready to nurse Aiden, and then Gaston just comes walking by. I'm like, hi, this is awkward.
But yeah, there's just so many opportunities to have such great meet and greets, and you will have the odd, not so great one. Like we had one with Belle in Epcot, but I
Yeah.
think that had to do with it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, and so she'd already done like 4 or 5 meet and greets before that. It was hot. She was probably tired, and it does get like that.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, they're
but
not all going to be perfect, but I think the majority of them are amazing. And
Yeah.
it actually was really hard to pick out, which is why I had to restructure my whole list.
it is really hard to pick favorites.
Because, like, I had Scrooge on there before because I really liked the Scrooge interactions.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah, it can be really hard to pick those.
the Country Bears was another one that I was like, maybe.
I think the fun thing about the Country Bears is that they just wander around
their
and they
own
can
characters.
just run up to you, which is exactly what they did when Aiden was 3 weeks old. Is they just sprinted across the little courtyard so that they could hang out with him.
And I like that. I don't know that that's necessarily it. I just think that there's just so many characters and they're all good interactions.
Yeah,
And it's just really hard to pick
it is.
which ones were like truly spectacular. And so like even my top 5 list, I think if I really sat down and went through it, I would come up with another list.
No, I think anytime we sit down, if we were to sit down today and do it, and then tomorrow again and do it, we'd have 2 completely different lists, and then we'd have 3 different lists because there was just so many good ones.
There is.
So,
But
yeah. So that's it for us today. Thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you again next week. But until then, don't forget
to thank the Phoenicians.